So I just read an article on the website US Bureau of Economic Analysis. It says that the US GDP has increased in the first quarter by 3.1%. In the second quarter, they increased by 2.1%. And that was really good growth of US GDP.
Like that's nice you read an article on it, but like why would someone care about GDP or like why would someone bother?
What do you mean? Why would you bother?
Like
GDP.
No, but like why would someone care about GDP? Like
GDP is all around us. GDP is like gross domestic product. It's just like the most important component of a country. What do you mean? Why would you care about it?
So like then tell me what are the importance of GDP and what is GDP?
GDP is defined as gross domestic product. So you can define GDP as the market value of all the final goods, and all the services produced within a country.
Okay.
In a particular period of time. Does that make sense?
So you mean like GDP counts as a individual country of that particular country?
So yeah, so anything which is made within a country, let's suppose US is like US make bed. Like there's a company called US Beds. It makes beds from the trees of US, like, and it makes all the beds in the country, right? And the year that they are made on. So let's suppose you bought a bed, which was made in this year, right? If you bought that bed, yeah, you would count that bed as the GDP of this year. Does that make sense?
So you mean like earlier you said it has to be like particular amount of time. So it's like in a year. Or
right. So as I talked about the article that I read about US Bureau of Economic Analysis, they measure the GDP in quarter.
Okay.
So either you can do the quarter or you can do year. That makes sense?
That's kind of that makes sense. But like I have a question.
Right. Okay.
So recently like I bought a house. So I just want to know like does my value of house counts as GDP?
It does. It does count in GDP, but so if you bought a house, so do you know which year it was built in?
I think it was 2012.
2012. Yeah. So it would count. That house would count in GDP in 2012, not in this year. So it doesn't matter if you like bought the house this year. The house that was built. So the house was built in 2012, right? So that house will count in GDP in 2012. It won't count in this year or the next following year. Okay. Another thing about the houses thing. So let's suppose if you had two houses, you're giving one house on the rent and you're living in one house.
Yeah.
Right? Let's suppose I'm the person who's renting the house and I have to pay $6,000 in that house. So if I pay $6,000 in that house, and that money will count in GDP. But if you are the owner and you're giving $3,000 in mortgage for that house, that won't count in GDP. Okay. Does that make sense?
Well, that sounds interesting to me. But like, can you tell me more on GDP? Like, what are the benefits of GDP, or like, why would ordinary person care about GDP?
So GDP is kind of like it's all around us. It's just like a cycle. So if you play with one thing, it will give you the result for the second thing. Okay. So let's take an example. You know the water cycle, right? So there's a river, evaporates the water, makes cloud by condensation, goes all the way back, rains, comes back. Same thing. GDP. So GDP. Let's suppose if you play with money down here, it will give you the result down here.
Okay.
And as a result, so let's suppose, let's take an example. Recently in India, the Prime Minister in 2017, I believe, 2017, 9th November, they did demonetization. That's a different term in economics, which means that the value of all the monies that they have, all the bills that they have, that will no longer be used. Those will no longer be used. So what he did, he demonetized all the like big bills, which was $500 and $1,000, 1,000 rupees bills. He demonetized all of those bills and like asked the people of India to return all the money to the banks, and they will give you new money back.
Okay.
So in that account, if like as I told you, GDP is all around us. If you play with one side, it'll give you the result on the other side. And when this thing happened, the GDP of Indian economy went down by 2%.
Okay.
Which was already been predicted by the economist Mr. Manmohan Singh. He was a former Prime Minister of India.
Okay.
And if you talked about the importance of GDP importance, like have very amounts of importance. I suppose low unemployment. If the GDP is higher, it will be low unemployment rate. There will be more facilities, government facilities. The environment will stay clean. You'll have more money to invest somewhere, and you won't have to borrow money from different countries. You don't have to get loans from different countries.
So, do you know which country has the highest GDP in the world right now?
Yes, I did search on that, and as you can see down here, we have United States on top. We got China, and India is leading. So recently, the Prime Minister of India just talked about in his seminar. He said he's planning to raise his economy by $5 trillion. Right now, they are at $3 trillion. So it's a good amount of GDP that they have to increase.
Alright. So they're trying to increase their GDP right now?
Correct. As I told you, if there's more GDP, is beneficial for the country, and that's what they're trying to do. And they can invest money in foreign things like so many other
like business,
space, business, knowing about their country and all that stuff.
Okay. Right, that was a nice conversation though on GDP.
Sure.
Right. My name is Viren.
And my name is Manpreet.
We are pursuing bachelor's in artificial intelligence at IIT, and today we discussed about GDP and its effect, and how does that affect economy.